Kurosawa, the Friendly Film Crit Podcast. I am Ben Filipkowski, your resident film freak.
And I am Farrah Sarpkaya, a person who loves film, but like in a super chill orphan of a bankrupt culture who thinks she's John Wayne, Rambo, or Marshall Dillon sort of way.
Yeah.
I told you I had a good quip.
Amazing. And today we are talking about the classic action movie Die Hard, released in the summer of 1988, directed by John McTiernan, and starring, of course, Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, Bonnie Bedelia, Reginald VelJohnson, and, in my favorite bit of movie trivia, ballet dancer and film actor Alexander Godunov, who also happened to be an actual defector from the Soviet Union. Fun fact. Had no idea he was in this. Yeah, so Die Hard. Where to start with Die Hard? Movie with a big legacy, which we will, I think, be digging into in part here a little later on. But let's just recap real quick what happens in Die Hard. It's the 80s. It's the peak of the 80s, one might argue. And it's Christmas. And where is it Christmas? It's Christmas in L.A. And no, this is not a song by the popular neo-funk band Wolfpack. This is, in fact, the opening to What Else? Die Hard. Set to, of course, what other song screams the 80s Christmas L.A. but Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. New York City cop John McClane is flying to L.A. to meet with his estranged wife for Christmas to try and repair their relationship over the holidays, but specifically starting at her office Christmas party. The office is, of course, the Nakatomi Tower, which is a still somewhat under construction building that has been kind of not fully closed off for the holidays, but it just stands on its own in this kind of industrial park. And, you know, no one else is in the building except for like one security guard at the reception and the people in the party on, can't remember what floor, but it's high up there. They're pretty high up there. The 30th floor, I think. Yeah. Now, you know, there's some tension between John and his wife, his wife Holly, as they try and patch things up and reconnect because they've been living on opposite coasts of the country. As one does, I guess, when, you know, you really care about someone and you're trying to make it work. But, you know, putting a wrench into their reconnection, and indeed the Christmas party as a whole, just really, like, putting a damper on the whole evening. Who should show up? Who should crash the party but Hans Gruber and his band of international criminals here to do a heist, to steal some money from the very well-to-do business that Holly works for. Now, of course, these are, air quotes, politically motivated terrorists, as they claim to be. In fact, that is all just a front for making off with a big old bundle of cash. So, as everyone in the party is taken hostage, John is kind of kept separate from things and manages to escape. He's now trapped in Nakatomi Tower and trying to save all these people and his wife from the bad guys. What else can I say? This is Die Hard. It's a classic action movie. There's not much more to it other than the back and forth of this tense thriller action movie. I've seen this numerous times. Many times around Christmas as well. And I'm sure a lot of people would join me in that. And Farrah, have you seen this before? And, you know, either way, what are your impressions of this movie?
I don't know if I've seen this movie before. I feel like I have. It's one of those movies that I'm like, have I seen it in like bits and pieces on Spike TV during like the aughts when I was living at home and I was just like doing homework and just had it on or whatever. But I don't remember seeing it, so it was like seeing it for the first time, so that was great. I adore Bruce Willis, I adore Alan Rickman, and the whole, like, cat and mouse between them is really good, especially when the mouse is, like the Tom and Jerry situation, where Jerry's like, hey guy, hey, and he's just like, ah! That's the description in my head. And I loved it. It's fun. It's cheesy. It has some excellent jokes somehow. Yeah. It's very funny. And just there's some things that are dated that we could get into maybe, but like overall, great movie. Love it. It was delightful. It was fun. Yeah. I was glad I got to watch it.
Yeah. Action classic. I mean, we were talking about how this movie is pushing 40, and then we both realized that it only came out like 2 years before we were born.
Sure did.
So that was a little concerning for a moment.
I think
but
I just got some more gray hairs as we're talking.
Well, I mean, I think, like to dig into it a little bit, I guess this is probably the best example of what we would call like a high concept movie. High concept does not refer to the complexity of the plot by any means. It's just like, can you explain the concept at a high level in one succinct sentence? And the concept for this is, a cop is trapped in an office tower and has to fight off the terrorists who have taken it over, the criminals who have taken it over, and, save his estranged wife. And also it's Christmas. Like, these are little wrinkles, but like, yeah, it's like, it's this high concept in that, like, you can just like sum it up. The elevator pitch is really easy to deliver, and if you want to get really extreme in terms of examples of high concept movies, Snakes on a Plane. That's the high concept. There are snakes, They're on a plane. They got to deal with the snakes that are on the plane. So this is kind of a movie that comes out and is pretty highly influential after the fact. Like, this does gangbusters at the box office. People really like it. It's critically fairly well received as well. But it has this lasting influence in that for years afterwards, you get these pitches for movies that are like, it's Die Hard, but, on a boat. It's Die Hard, but on a plane. It's Die Hard, but on a bus. These are all movies in their own right. Speed is, of course, probably the most famous example of like, it's Die Hard, but on a bus. Bruce Willis also apparently recalls being pitched, it's Die Hard, but in a skyscraper, which is, of course, just the plot of Die Hard. So,
but it's an Easter, though, so like it's
sure,
fine, right?
Yeah,
it's the Easter Bunny.
Very, very funnily, I think it's Die Hard 2. I got to confirm what airport it takes place at, but I'm pretty sure it's like JFK. No, I'm wrong.
Oh, he's back in.
It's at Dulles International Airport, which is in DC. So, Die Hard 2 is it's Die Hard, but at an airport, and also on a plane, kind of, maybe, not really. Die Hard 2 is not the best Die Hard. They should have called it Die Harder. It's known by that tagline, but they should have just called it that instead of Die Hard 2.
But why did they call it Die Hard at all? Because it's hard for him to die, or because the people that he's killing are dying hardly? I don't.
That's a good question.
Why is it Die Hard?
Why is it?
Why is it called Die Hard?
That's a really good question. Why is it called Die Hard?
Right, because you're like, snakes on a plane. Okay, great. I know what that's about. Die Hard. What is that? What is that about? I don't. Anyway, sorry. I don't know. I mean...
Contemporary review from the Vancouver Sun, July 16th, 1988. Stupid title, but Die Hard is fine flick.
Nice. So, I'm so glad I'm not alone in my question.
It just sounds cool, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You could make a lot of sequels out of that title, I suppose.
They did get They did get the good payoff with like the fourth movie, which is Live Free or Die Hard. Because Live Free or Die is, of course, a great line in and of itself. Yeah, this is a wildly influential movie. I feel like it's a little weird to watch it now because I feel like there was a period of time where I hadn't watched it for a few years. And then Brooklyn Nine-Nine, every other episode had like a joke or reference about Jake Peralta loving Die Hard so much.
Yeah.
That I'm kind of
really
like...
did love Die Hard. Yeah,
that it's kind of like... I think of the jokes first in some ways, which is a shame because this is a good movie. Is a good movie. You got a great cast. Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber is a tremendous villain whose German accent does seem to fade a little as the movie goes on, but that's beside the point.
But, I mean, British villain, German villain, to an American film, what's the difference? I don't mean that to be dismissive. I feel like that's just accurate. It's a foreign person with a foreign cool accent. Yeah. Good. But no, it is a good movie. And it's one of those movies that I feel like in 30 years, 40 years, some 30-somethings are going to start whatever the future version of a podcast is, and they're going to be talking about classic film, and they're going to talk about Die Hard.
Yeah.
That is what this movie gives to me. I mean, even now, we're two people in our 30s talking about a movie that's almost 40 years old. But, like, this will be, like, their Kurosawa, you know?
Yeah.
They're going to be the Bruce Willis. They're going to be, like, I don't know, Bagels and Bruce Willis. And they're going to talk about Die Hard. And I'm going to be in my retirement home being like, yeah. I remember when that came out. And I don't remember that came out. I remember when we talked about it on this podcast.
I remember when people used to think calling Die Hard a Christmas movie was an edgy opinion. And it's like, that's great, Grandma. Let's get you to bed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. But no, it's a really good movie. And I like the fact that, like, it's such a simple, I mean, high concept. It's such a simple plot. And you don't need anything more complicated. It's dude must fight his way out of tricky situation and save the woman he loves. The end. And gets into some hijinks.
It's like a high-stakes action movie where everything takes place in one location.
Yeah.
And they return to those locations, which is kind of fun. Like, we keep coming back to familiar settings, which makes it... Yeah, it creates a familiarity that we have as an audience, so like we understand what's going on. I always love when movies let us understand a location and setting a little bit more, because it does add to those stakes. It does add to our understanding of what's happening. Oops. Smashing my microphone
Ben
here.
Punching the microphone in his excitement.
But like like as a high concept, is Die Hard a great example? Yeah, sure. I fully thought for a long time that high concept meant like we have some like cool twist on the thing. It's like, no, it's just, can you explain it at a high level very easily versus is this a character driven thing? And so it turns out a lot of movies are actually high concept, despite the fact they might be very blunt is the nice word I'll use. Like Snakes on a Plane is a high concept movie. Is it a smart movie? No. It's very dumb.
Does it have to be?
Silly.
Absolutely not.
It's very ridiculous. Snakes on a Plane is Die Hard on a plane, but with snakes. So that's how that works.
No missed snake about it. I'm sorry. Please don't turn the podcast
Incredible.
off.
That's good. I love it. Yeah, I think, like, I don't know. I'm a sucker for, like, I do love an action movie contained in, like, a single location. Like, jet-setting action movies are cool as well, but I love when it's, like, you gotta infiltrate this island base and stop the bad guys. I think that's cool because it's like, here's one location, and we're all bound on this one location. Yeah. And it's very, like, you know, James Bond will do the jet-setting around the world and see all these elaborate locations, but I love when, like, the villain has a lair. Like, that's
because then you get lair actions.
Yeah. Sure.
Actually, well, kind of actually though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
he's gonna summon the flamethrower dudes. That's
right.
know,
Yeah.
He calls forth reinforcements.
On initiative count 20, we set off the C4. That's how that works.
Well, it's also very sorry, go ahead.
Sometimes you just want to see some cool action shots and have a loose plot. It's like, I don't need plot in my romance novels. I just need some cozy cuteness, and that's fine. Yeah. You don't need, like, all this other accoutrement. I just want to see cool fight scenes and, like, whatever. But there's a reason for it, and then that's it. You're done. Yeah. Plus, it kind of harkens back to what we were talking about with The Mummy, in that we get to know the geography of the tomb. And so we can have some kind of, like, mental map of where they're going, who's sneaking around where. We're like, oh no, the last time they saw the mummy was over here. And then in this, we get to see what level the construction is on. We get to see what level the safe and the murder occurs on, like all these things. And so we start to get this similar mental map that John gets, so that when he's setting up traps or where Hans is not. No. Yes? Did I get that wrong?
Yeah.
Alan
Gruber.
Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
Hans, yeah,
Hans Gruber.
Great. When Hans is setting up traps or sending people to go find him, we get the satisfaction of being like, oh, but he actually hid his gun over here, or he actually, like, put the bullets over here. And, like, that's great. I love that for us. We're getting on the joke.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah. It's the back and forth of it, I think, is really cool. And the building that mental map in particular, I think I love that in movies. It's a very like video game brain thing of me, because I love, I think I love the idea of like, there's a setting and you have to explore this area and figure out what's going on. And maybe you won't be able to get to that point yet, but you'll find some gear that'll help you get there later on. And this movie kind of does that. And the gear is John needs shoes because he's barefoot for like half the movie.
Most of the movie.
And this becomes like plot critical because, hey, it turns out you can stop a guy with bare feet by just scattering broken glass everywhere. I cool.
really want to play this Call of Duty game that is just Die Hard. You know, like I just want to play Die Hard, the video game.
Well, like, if you look at like Resident Evil 2 is basically like it's Die Hard but in a police station and with zombies.
Yeah,
like you've got this one location. Take away
the zombies. I just want the tiny thing.
Cool action.
And that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love the simplicity.
Yeah, and the isolation of being in like an office tower, a skyscraper, is really neat as well, because like Die Hard 2 suffers because they're like, it's an airport and part of the airport's under construction, but like you can still surround the airport. Like it's a bit of contrivance to be like, the police can't possibly help because X, Y, and Z. And in that movie they're like, well, it's a rogue military element is doing the heisting here. But I don't know, Die Hard 2 just doesn't click as well as this movie does, because it gets that like the confined space adds tension. And you have a really active set of villains in Hans and his gang, because they are actively hunting John down. Carl is the lead henchman, played by Alexander Godunov, and has like personal stakes because his brother gets killed pretty early on by John. Yeah. And yeah, like it creates this like kind of constantly twisting bit of tension. We know the stakes are high, and we get that nice like Holly's cocaine-addled coworker is like, let me talk to John on the radio. I'll figure it all out.
Guy.
And somehow doesn't fully give away the plot. Is against all odds, but does wind up dead all the same. It's just it's good. It's good stuff.
The fact that they get this guy to pull the 80s sales guy, like such a perfect trope, but also he doesn't betray Holly.
Yeah,
that's not the thing he uses to try to bring John in. Was like a pleasantly surprising twist. Yeah. It's not really a twist, but like it felt like a twist in the moment, because he seemed the kind of guy to just kind of throw her under the bus and be like,
yeah,
well, actually,
if
you
husband.
Hold a gun to her wife, exactly.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do that, and like, good for him. He went out a good man, if not just raging on cocaine.
Yeah, he went out the way he lived, high as a kite on coke.
Trying to wheel and deal.
Yeah.
Oh God, classic.
Yeah.
The other thing too about this, that what high concept also in the fact that it's a 40-story building, because it's high, because it's but that adds to the claustrophobia, because even though it's a very big building, there are only so many points of egress that you can have in a building with a small footprint that is fully made of glass and they can see helicopters coming and they have rocket launchers, right?
Yeah.
Like, an airport is really big and really wide with a lot of entrances, and is specifically designed to prevent stuff like this. Whereas an office building is just like, well, we have a couple of entrances, we have a parking garage, and we have big old glass windows everywhere. So it really does feel like it works really well to build tension despite not feeling visually claustrophobic. Because there's a shot near the beginning where they are in Holly's office and the sun is setting over LA, but it's very clearly a set. But it's really nicely done. But it gives you the sense of time passing and also just... I don't know. It doesn't take away from the fact that it's a very tall building, even though it's very clear that this is just a set on some lot in Hollywood. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, for practical purposes, like, you do all those interior shots in the soundstage because, like, the insurance costs. It's really well done. And I mean, it's, like, very apparent that when Hans falls to his death at the very end, you know, that's a blue screen. They're doing the effects there, but it still works. Yeah. Fun fact: they apparently told Alan Rickman, like, we're gonna do the count and we'll drop you on like 3, and they like dropped him early to get a more authentic reaction. And it's all in slow motion, so you see that all play out, which is great. It's very fun, and it is a funny movie. Hans Gruber has like a ton of really snarky lines, some of which have aged tremendously. He's because he's commenting on the guy's suit pretty early on. He's like, "Oh yes, very nice suit, Savile Row. I hear Arafat has 2.
Yes,
I have one myself." Like, just like these references to then contemporary geopolitical goings on. And like the bit where he executes Holly's boss. What does he say? What's the line? I gotta pull up the line. Because I do like that. It's like, Mr. Takaki won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
He's so quippy. I love him.
So snarky, so catty, so snarky.
Villain. Yeah. Yes.
And I think the plot really contrives to have a way to have John and Hans come face to face before the final showdown. So there's like a little more of a little more stakes behind it, and and Hans goes off to check something in, like, you know, the air vent. I don't know, like in a maintenance room basically, and stumbles onto John, and is like, "Oh, think quickly," and then immediately starts to grovel in an American accent, as I think he calls himself
American
Bill
accent.
or something. And it's
he does the thing where he looks around for a name because he finds it on the on the board.
So good. It's just so good.
This is the Yojimbo thing.
Yeah.
It's great.
The line of sight name is a classic gag. It was just it's just good. I really enjoy all of it. Performances are exceptional. I didn't know that this was based on a novel. I think that's in the credits, but I probably glossed that over for years. But in the novel, it's the John McClane character is trying to reconnect with his estranged daughter, who works at the office tower. She winds up killed, which then motivates the John McClane character. She gets killed in like the third or the second act of the novel, and then he has to go on a roaring rampage of revenge. You know, LAPD Sergeant Al Powell also does not make it through the novel, apparently. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't want to watch. I don't want to read that book. I want to watch this movie.
I approve. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, delightful. It's
fresh. It holds up.
It is. It does. Because because it's so simple.
Yeah.
and even some of the references, whatever, people now, like kids these days, if they don't know who Yasser Arafat is, it doesn't terribly matter. The way he kind of offhand says it about the suit, it's like, oh, it's some other rich guy or whatever, or some other rich villain, or some other like, you don't need to know who Yasser Arafat is to kind of get the vibe of this is a place that rich people go, of a certain echelons, if you will. Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, the references, like, they hit harder in the time for sure.
Yes.
You'd have to do a bit of research if you're not familiar with the political context of him name dropping Arafat.
Yeah.
But that all ties into, like, he's posturing as a political ideologue who's doing this for political gain, and it's all a smokescreen because they just want to rob the place, which is cool.
I gotta say though, like, minus a lot of the murder, if we flipped the script, this is just an Ocean's 11 movie. Mm-hmm. This could have been just an Ocean's 11 movie with Hans Gruber as our hero, and that would have been great.
Gruber's 15. However many guys.
Yeah, I don't know. He counts them. He actively counts them, which I think is going to make me bring up our next kind of point here of building effective stakes and tension, because this movie does the same thing that Ocean's 11 does the same thing that so many of the movies we've talked about does, where even, honestly, Hundreds of Beavers. This is what I was thinking of when I was thinking of this, when you mentioned it.
Yeah.
It gives us information about the world and sets us up for so many great payoffs. Yeah. Just so good. Like the shoe thing.
Yeah.
He takes his shoes off because the guy on the plane is like, listen, man, you don't like flying? I get it. Go back to your hotel room, take your shoes off, and make fists with your toes. Or fists with your feet or whatever. And he's like, oh, this is nonsense. And then he does it, and he's like, oh, this is actually great. But then he doesn't get a chance to put his shoes back on.
Yeah.
And that doesn't matter for 90% of the movie until Hans notices that he doesn't have shoes on. And then a little bit later, he's like, oh, shoot the glass around this little copier room because our guy isn't wearing shoes, and then that's going to hurt his feet. Ha-ha! Like, that's so good.
Yeah, and the fact that John is perpetually trying to find shoes, like he's like sizing up each guy he kills. Like, do you have footwear I can use? Be real cool if you did. But then, like, the trade-off is that he's limited. Like, his mobility is limited in that way, but then the fact that he doesn't have shoes weirdly lets him be a little more nimble, and he climbs around a lot more than the other guys are able to.
Yeah.
Like, he's 100%. Stuck in the air vents, which those scenes never struck me as claustrophobic until, like, my most recent rewatch, and I was like, oh, I would not like that. That would be unpleasant. Like, I do not want to be stuck crawling in an air vent, but, you know, more power to you, John McClane. And we were talking about, like, the video game-ness of it all and the building the stakes. But when he's, like, he gets into the, like, the melee with, I'm gotta look up the character's name, Carl's brother. Can't even remember. Can't remember the guy's name. Carl's brother gets killed, gets got by John. They fall down the flight of stairs, and Carl, the brother's neck is broken. And, John takes the machine gun. I mean, it's not a machine gun. He takes the automatic weapon from him, and then sends a message to Hans, which Hans reads out because it's got the shirt written in blood. Now I have, or the note on the shirt, and
a Santa hat.
Yeah,
is it on a Santa or something? Like a Santa.
I think it is. Yeah, he puts on, like, there's like Christmas decor on the body tied to the office chair. And then Hans reads the message like, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Which is like, I love that. My delivery of that line is just cartoonish, but Hans Gruber. Alan Rickman is Hans Gruber. Grade A villain. Incredible villain.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. 10 out of 10. What a delight.
Yeah, and they have like contrivances too. It's like, well, the cops can't just fully assault the building because there are rocket launchers and other weaponry involved. And then you have the tension is like, are they gonna stop the bad guys in time? Will Hans discover that Holly, the main spokesperson now for the hostages, is in fact the estranged wife of the hero? And like, will Al be able to hold off the LAPD and FBI from storming the building long enough to save all the hostages? So it's just like these good little, they're simple things, but they do add up really effectively. They work really well. And the fact that like Al and John are able to have their radio conversations gives us more interiority to the characters that we would otherwise just completely miss out on. Even if the characters are just full on explaining their deal to each other, it is nice to have that, because otherwise it is be a lot of just Bruce Willis quipping to himself, and that's not as entertaining.
No, it's not. I mean, it's particularly because Hans and all of the other baddies are listening to this, because it's not a closed line.
Yeah.
And so they're getting this little story of these two gentlemen talking, and like John has to navigate away from his real name and also the fact that his wife is here. But also, interesting, another like point of tension, she's using her maiden name at work, which you go girl. And also, it means that when Hans discovers John's real name, he doesn't actually discover Holly is his wife, because she's using her maiden name. And like things like that. And I mentioned this before you hit record, I love when action movies count bullets.
Yeah.
I love it because it adds so much more. It ups the stakes of, like, at the end, again, spoilers for a 40-year-old movie, he has 2 bullets left because he's been counting bullets this whole time. He has 2 bullets left. There are 2 baddies left. How do you get the shot to save his wife?
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be as stressful if this entire time he's just been going through bullets, like, you know, you might go through popcorn, you know? Like, with mindless abandon.
Yeah. You know, ironically, I was about to say it's not a Rambo situation, but even in, like, the original Rambo movie, First Blood, is that very, like, Rambo's scavenging the weapons from the people pursuing him. He's limited by the resources available to him. And, you know, subsequent Die Hard movies, like, once you get past these first 3 Die Hard movies, they're just straight up, like, so anyways, I started blasting. But in this movie, there's a really taut tension to how they are able to find storytelling potential in really simple elements. Like, hey, what if we just counted the bullets? Like, what if that's a consideration to have? And like, okay, yeah, that works. It's really cool. And yeah, it's just well done. It's just a good movie. And those elements of it have aged incredibly well. We were talking a little bit about how some of it is like, for as much as this seems like a really, like, a lot of attention is paid to what probably was deeply progressive for 1988, feels wildly dated and, stuck in the past in some ways today. Some of it feels a little frustratingly relevant to today, like the way that Holly's housekeeper is kind of racialized is a little iffy. And then, more uncomfortably is the way that the kind of like schlocky journalists threaten her with deportation to get information on, the McLean Gennaro family is really uncomfortable. It hits really, really differently, right now, particularly in 2025. So, those are a little uncomfortable. On a much more mundane level, John, outside of his hyperfunctionality in a stressful terrorist situation, just comes across as like extremely old-fashioned in most of his other interactions outside the situation, when he's talking about the marriage and trying to repair his relationship. His attempts to repair the relationship are like, I came out here, you should just come back to New York with me. And she's like, I have a job.
She
why
is
didn't
second
you
in
come out?
command at a Fortune 500. Why the heck would she go back to New York?
Yeah,
like,
and
my guy.
and his entire thing. Yeah, he's one of those guys who's like, and I am of my friend group. I'm the person who's like, New York is the best city in the world. I don't know why everyone wouldn't want to live there. That's very much John's energy. He's like, it's the best. Yeah. It's great. Does it suck a little? Yeah, but that's what makes it good. And it's like, well, LA is also nice, John. Like,
yeah.
And he's going through like the airport and he's seeing like the California of it all. Mm-hmm. And he seems kind of like, these crazy kids out here. Man, so wild.
Dang, West Coast hippies and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his the way that he interacts with Argyle is very much like man, limos. We ain't got nothing like that in New York. It's like, John, my guy, yes you do.
You sure do. Absolutely.
You sure have all this stuff in New York. Like, and he's like, this hip hop, nothing like that in New York. It's like, well, yeah, you sure do. There's a lot of weirdness around that just strikes me as probably a little dated even for 88.
I mean, I think it speaks more to him as a person, because he's also the kind of dude that's like, but babe, I took out the garbage last week. What do you mean I'm not pulling my weight in our relationship? Like, he's that guy. He's like, yeah. So the fact that this, like, middle-aged dude, again, I love many a middle-aged dude, but this particular middle-aged dude, this variety of middle-aged dude is like, hip-hop and limos, that's not New York. We get only yellow taxi cabs. Yeah. And what other music, my guy, are you associating with New York, if not hip-hop?
Yeah.
What? Like, come on, man.
Famously, East Coast and West Coast varieties of hip-hop.
Yeah, what do you like, Radio City Music Hall music exclusively? What?
Well, his
Frank Sinatra? Like, that's not it. Come on, Mick.
His reference point as well for pop culture is Roy Rogers. Like,
yes.
I believe a singing cowboy. So, they're
famously from New York. Roy
famously a New Yorker, Roy Rogers. It's just...
He's a special boy, He's a very particular brand of this guy.
Like
and we can judge him for it.
In New York City.
And he occasionally has a New York accent, but then it inexplicably goes away, and we don't worry about it.
Yeah, and he's like, how am I supposed to say, hey, I'm walking here in L.A.? How's that supposed to work? Yeah, it's a lot of that is very funny to me. I mean, I'm not trying to say that there are not,
there are many a cultural difference, but his wife got a really excellent job.
Yeah.
And she wants to make moves in her career.
Yeah. She's like, hey, she clearly makes a lot of money. And he's like, but what if you didn't? And we got by on my cop salary in New York.
Yes.
It's like, well, maybe not the best move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This reminds me, there's a bit that is on Make Some Noise on Dropout where they're like, what are these different insults, or what are these like regional insults from all these different places? And there's like the New York, and there's like a Paris one. And they do one for Ottawa that's like, hey, I really don't appreciate the way you were talking to me right there. And I'm just like, that's John thinking about LA, of how different everybody is. I'm just like, that's guys. Anyway, there's a Dropout clip for everything at this point. I don't know, man. He is written in such a way that feels very real to me.
Yeah.
And that is not a good statement, nor is it a bad. I mean, it's a good statement insofar as he has detail and depth and inner consistency. And I think that's what's important, right? Like, it is consistent with the man that he is, to the kind of man who thinks he's John Wayne Rambo or Marshall Dillon, who's Roy Rogers, whatever. And this is his bubble that he subsides in, and that's what carries him through the whole film.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I also just want to like shout out that I do really enjoy the supporting cast in this a lot. I think that's something that, you know, Die Hard 2 really misses out on, is that they bring back Reginald VelJohnson as Al. They bring back Bonnie Bedelia obviously as Holly.
Wait, why is Al in
I'm pretty sure
Washington?
Let's
I mean, I know we're not watching that movie today, but that just confuses me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a movie thing. I know that. They're like, oh, well, they were BFFs before, and they were going to go get ice cream, so now he needs to be in this one, too. But
yeah, that
seems silly. I like this is where we got to from building effective stakes and tension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like, the sequel does what it can to build the tension, but it's just not as effective as this. Yeah, it's just good. It's real good. Good stunts.
Very good stunts.
The bit where John's using his belt on the gun that he is purloined as like a grappling hook sort of situation is really good. And
the fire hose one too.
Yeah, the fire hose, and then like the way that like he's got the gun wedged to try and like hold him as he like moves around the air vent. And it's like slowly slipping out. It's such a basic, simple thing, but it's really, really effective. But stuff like that. It's such an easy way to show like, oh no, something's going to happen. And it's that kind of like, in many ways, this movie is just a series of Chekhov's gun, bits of setup for later payoff. You know, the playwright Anton Chekhov had that like rule of like, hey, if you have a gun mounted on the wall in Act 1, it's got to go off in Act 3. And this movie's all about that. Like, everything that is set up has to come to fruition in some way later on. Like, they rig the building with C4. They've got, you know, all these threats to prevent people from getting in. So there's going to be a big explosion at some point. Sure enough, there is. It's great.
They also have even just saying that they're terrorists, not just thieves.
Yeah.
And demanding that the FBI come in, at like trying to bait the FBI to come in, is paid off after an entire movie of literally counting down roadblock number 76543 of all of the different coded firewalls that our resident hacker has to get through. The only reason the FBI is there, because Hans wants them there, is to shut off the power, because he knows that's what the FBI does. That is part of their playbook, and that is the only way to open the last vault door. Like, oh, beautiful. Beautiful. That is an entire movie of tension, and why was that the choice? Perfection. Because why would you want them to call the cops? Well, because I need somebody to turn the electricity off of this entire grid, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't have Don Cheadle to blow off a electric bomb or whatever it's called. EMP.
The EMP, yeah. It's so good. It also plays into, like, you demand that the FBI be involved, and you're going to get that classic, like, the jurisdiction friction, you know, the local cops button up against the feds. And the tension that results from that, and the way that kind of, like, feeds into more delaying tactics for the bad guys is really cool. Yeah, it's just a good movie good. I can only say it so many ways, because it's effective. And I mean, they even try to get in like a little critique of like mass media with like the sleazy journalists, which you know, again, hits a certain way this year. Not as a reflection on journalism, but you know, the threats to the employees. Yeah,
it's a good movie, but then one must ask: is it a Christmas movie?
Is it indeed? Is it a Christmas movie? So here's like, this is where we get into the true philosophical questions around Die Hard, and it's Is something a piece of media, a Christmas piece of media, a holiday piece of media, because it is set at the holidays? Or does it require some investment of festive spirit and joy?
I mean, I think it checks off both, but I also think that it doesn't matter. It's a holiday movie if you watch it at the holidays.
That's true. Yeah. And hey, I'm reading here that the producers wanted to work with director John McTiernan because they'd worked together on Predator the year before. Nice. And Predator's a good movie. McTiernan agreed to direct on the condition that the film would have, quote, some joy, and not simply contain, quote, mean, nasty acts seen in other terrorist films. So one could argue that it was the director's intent to infuse it with some festive spirit. Simultaneously, this is a movie that comes out in July of 1988. So, make of that what you will.
At Christmas time, it's a Christmas movie.
But Wikipedia has a section on thematic analysis. I'm not going to look at that. Cultural influence. There has been much debate over whether Die Hard is a Christmas film. Those in favor argue that the Christmas setting is sufficient to qualify it as a Christmas film. Those opposed argue that it is an action film whose events happen to take place at Christmas. A 2017 YouGov poll of more than 5,000 British citizens determined that only 31% believe that Die Hard is a Christmas film. Those who did skewed under the age of 24, while those opposed were mainly over 50. This brings me to my central thesis of my argument over whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie, is that, hey, you can watch it whenever you want. You can call it a Christmas movie if you want, but it's no longer edgy to call it a Christmas movie. It's no longer a cool, hip thing. That felt like a very peak, that hit its peak for me in 2014, 2015. And I feel like it's tapered off the whole discussion people have, but it was very much people with thick black glasses, frames like me, and flannel shirts, and drinking craft beer, being oh, Die Hard's actually a Christmas movie. Yeah, it was very much like a hipsters and Gen X were super into Die Hard's a Christmas movie. It's okay, cool, man.
It has the same vibe as the Hot Topic T-shirts that are kind of edgy but not really, and the weird Spencer's Gifts things. It's that vibe of is this a Christmas movie? I don't know. Do you have a T-shirt of Bruce Willis, his little ho 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 whatever machine gun quote on a T-shirt? Because you're gonna get that at Hot Topic. I don't know. I think it's a Christmas movie if you want it to be.
For sure. I think the thing for me is that it's it's the performative male element of it being a Christmas movie. You get people getting the ugly Christmas sweater, but with Die Hard designs on it. And
heck yeah.
And if you want to get that, no shame to you. But I definitely remember a period of time in my life where it felt like a lot of people were huh? Get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
Okay.
And Die Hard being a Christmas movie as a substitute for a personality is very different to I think Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
I think John McClane would think that Die Hard was a Christmas movie.
Fair.
That's my hot take. I think he would. He is that kind of person that would that brand of middle-aged white dude trope that would. And he would think it was a Christmas movie, and he would say that it was a Christmas movie so that his wife and children would have to watch it at Christmas, so he didn't have to watch It's a Wonderful Life, or he could also watch It's a Wonderful Life and have an excuse to watch an action movie at Christmas. That's my take.
Yeah.
He is that kind of dude.
Fair. Good call. I think if you want to watch it at Christmas, go for it, man. That's the thing. That's the thing at the end of the day. I just don't think my big thing is that I don't think it's that hot a take for people to be
really
well, it's actually
especially
a Christmas movie. It's yeah, sure, go for it, man. Whatever you want to watch. You do you. It's 2025. We're allowed to do that now. We've always been allowed to do that.
Shocking. People can do what they want. More at 11.
More at 11. I think it was just I do remember a point in time where it felt
Yes.
Die Hard's a Christmas movie, and I'm a cool, unique person for thinking that. I do remember seeing a Die Hard Christmas coloring book, and I was like, maybe I should buy that. That is actually fun. Stuff like that is fun. Like when you lean into it and have fun with it, for sure. Yes. But there was definitely like an element of like
embrace the meme. It's fun.
Yeah. Versus like I just like the movie. It went beyond like I like the movie, and of course, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Jake Peralta's love of Die Hard is arguably the culmination of all of that energy.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's legit. I mean, there's an argument could also be it's the same energy as the people who would in same era, Hot Topic, Spencer's Gifts, same vibe, but more on the like alt side, and I say this with love, who were like Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie, not a Halloween movie. And you're like, it can be both.
Yeah.
Because then you get to watch it twice.
Yeah. It's manic pixie energy.
Yes.
Manic pixie dream individual energy.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say manic pixie dream guy energy, but like I feel like it's not bound to any gender.
No.
So
no, it transcends gender without a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, they have Jack and Sally's relationship is way more healthy than John and Holly's relationship.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're very supportive of each other. They're very loving.
Yeah.
And he wants her to follow her dreams, and that is not true of John and Holly. So,
hey, look, if anyone has watched, the Dimension 20 series on Dropout, there's a character in a season whose entire deal is Hot Topic Molgoth. And all his reference points are references to things like Nightmare Before Christmas, late period Blink-182,
so good,
etc., etc. And it's incredible. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Murph crushes that. Anyway,
yeah.
This is not a Dimension 20 fan show, even though we are both Dimension 20 fans. And one day I'll be listening to this and being like, oh yeah, because I'm on Dimension 22. I'm putting that in the universe.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Make the change you want to see in the world.
And the change I want to see in the world is me at the Dimension 20 table. But no, so anyway, I think that the sum total of your thesis of we don't have to care that it's a Christmas movie, whatever. Yeah. It's a Christmas movie if you want it to be. We're doing it during the holiday season because we watched it, for the purposes of this. It could have been literally anything else that happened to have a Christmas tree somewhere. But then you would not have gotten the iconic Hans, now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the German accent. And what a shame that would have been, Yeah. What a shame that would have been.
Yeah. Yeah, the Christmas nature of it is almost tangential to the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it sets up the plot, but not really. But
I don't think that I would enjoy Die Hard nearly as much without the little sprinkles of whimsy that the Christmas stuff brings.
Yeah. Maybe that's the joy that McTiernan wanted to add to this terrorist action flick.
Yeah.
And I do have to admit, I don't really... I'm not watching this movie in the summer. There's no way. We're recording this not in the holiday season. But it is still cool enough to feel adjacent to. It feels right to watch it in cooler months and cooler weather.
It's funny that you say that, because we are recording a bit ahead of time because we need to do, backlogs are important because we want to keep our schedule regular for you guys. And we also watched Muppet Christmas Carol, and that felt wrong to watch in October.
That did feel
too
early.
It felt so wrong watching it in October. But this felt not as wrong. It felt a little wrong, but not as wrong. And I can't fully put my finger on why, other than the fact that this has become such a quintessential, whether it's a meme or whether it's true, Christmas movie, that I just was like, I feel like I should be drinking cocoa and having a peppermint stick while I'm watching this.
You're gonna have like some eggnog, some Christmas cookies. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. God. Christmas cookies and thwarted heists. That goes together perfectly.
And maybe it is a Christmas movie. Damn.
Sorry.
I might have to concede that, yeah.
Yep. I almost wore my Santa hat for this recording, but, the bell would have been very annoying to edit out for you, so you're welcome.
If nothing else, it's good Christmas counter-programming,
Yeah.
Like, in amidst all the holiday schmaltz, it is kind of fun to just have an action movie that happens to be set at Christmas,
One of the things that I do with my in-laws when they come up from the States on holidays, visits, whatever, is we just pick a movie with a bunch of, like, sequels or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And we just watch a bunch of those things. So, like, we did all of the John Wicks. We've done, we did Nobody. We did a few others. I've been married for 13 years almost. We've done a lot of movies. And Die Hard is one of those that fits perfectly in I wouldn't want to do that if they visited in June.
Yeah.
That would have felt
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
But this is a perfect one to watch if y'all are just, like, visiting for a week and you just need to throw something on that everyone's going to be like, cool.
Yeah.
I just want a high-concept action movie, brought it home, that we can just hang out and don't really have to pay too much attention to the plot, and it's just fun.
Well, I guess on that note, if people liked Die Hard,
Yeah.
What else should they take a peek at? Like, what other things should they watch?
Yeah, I think if you like Normal Guy Spies, I just said the name, Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
It came out in 2021, and it was really, really good. The choreography for the fights are, so good. But it kind of feels like if this movie and John Wick and Taken had a baby, but it has, like, that very similar, like, I'm just a normal guy, I don't, but he's a much better family man than John is, but that's fine. Ben.
Yeah.
If you liked this,
Yeah.
what else will you like?
I think if you want more high-concept action, you should really check out The Raid, which is, I think it's an Indonesian movie that came out. I'm going to confirm that. I don't want to be misspeaking here. Yeah. So this is an Indonesian action thriller directed, edited, and written by Gareth Evans. Incredible martial arts movie. Came out in 2011. It's basically Die Hard, but in an apartment block
What a great
full of
pitch.
criminals. And these cops go in to bust the gangsters and get completely overwhelmed, and it's up to, like, the survivors to fight their way out and take down the bad guys. It's really good. Some of the most brutal action and most incredible fight scenes you'll see in anything ever. You can also just watch John Wick, which is, hey, what if a hitman had to come out of retirement to avenge his dog? It's a good movie.
Classic.
I think John Wick Chapter 2 might be my favorite in the series. But they're all, like, if you just want some cool action, you can watch any of them. They're all great.
You don't want to watch Keanu Reeves fall down a flight of stairs for 30 minutes?
Man, watching that, I feel like Keanu himself was like, why did I agree to this? Like, he's not acting at some point. That's just him being like, why am I doing this?
Getting too old for this nonsense.
He was pushing 60 when he did that, and boy.
Yeah.
Love Keanu, but yeah, that sequence, I was like, just let him get to the top of the stairs. Let's just get on with it. Come on.
You could have shaved off so much. Anyway.
Yeah.
You may love John Wick, you may love Die Hard, but you can also, if you love us, find us at Patreon, Facebook, Instagram as Coffee Kurosawa. You can also find us on Blue Sky as Coffee Kurosawa Pod. You can find me on Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd as Farrah Sarpkaya, and at sarpkaya.ca, where I lend my voice as a voice actor. Ben, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky as at the Benjimon, and on Letterboxd as at Benjimon. And one day, I'll be able to reclaim the definitive article for one of those accounts, or maybe I'll drop the definitive on the other. We'll see. We'll get there. It'll happen.
One day, and then I won't have to struggle every time I try to tag you in a social media post. And on that note,
yeah,
go ahead.
Hey, I'm going to say, thanks for listening, and by the time this comes out, it'll be the holiday season, so Merry Christmas, and of course, Yippee-ki-yay.